Have you ever thought that in just 3 days, you could change your life in a deep and meaningful way? During this time, every word you say can be a gift, without criticism, without insecurity, and without limits. Just words that teach and strengthen. When you treat yourself with the same kindness and respect you give to the person you admire most, you create a space within where success, growth, and peace naturally appear. Inspired by Stoic wisdom, this challenge may seem simple, but the transformation it brings is powerful. When you change from the inside, you start seeing your life in a new way, making every day a fresh opportunity. Every thought, every word, and every action has the power to shape who you are. Challenge 1. Start a real transformation with 3 days of full commitment. Changing your life isn't about luck or talent. It's about choosing to put your energy into it. If you truly want to change how you think and act, commit to these 3 days completely. Wanting isn't enough. You must believe you have the power to rewrite your own story. As Epictetus said, progress doesn't happen by accident, but through discipline and effort. Dedicate 3 days to aligning your mind with what truly matters, and you'll be opening the door to a major shift. Our brain is more open to learning and change at specific times of the day: morning, afternoon, and night. These aren't random. They are natural moments when we're more receptive. In the morning, your mind is fresh and free of distractions. In the afternoon, as you move through the day, the connection between thought and action strengthens. And at night, before sleep, your brain processes everything you experienced. Think of Marcus Aurelius, who used these moments to reflect, learn, and prepare for challenges. Repeating positive phrases during these times helps your brain turn words into beliefs, and beliefs into reality. But it's not just about saying words, it's about feeling them, imagining them, and truly living them. Simply speaking won't do much. It might feel odd or even silly at first, but if your life hasn't changed yet, why not try something different? When you wake up, place your hand on your heart and say with confidence who you want to be. Instead of saying, "I want to be more disciplined," say, "I am disciplined." Swap, "I want to be more confident," for, "I trust myself." Your brain doesn't know the difference between thought and reality. The more you believe these words, the more they will shape your actions. As Seneca said, luck happens when preparation meets opportunity, and that preparation begins with how you choose to think. In the afternoon, let your body match your words. Walk with confidence, breathe deeply, and feel the change happening. Don't just repeat empty phrases. Feel each word and let your actions reflect your new identity. At night, take a moment to think about your progress. Recognize each small step that brought you closer to change and create new affirmations for the next day. Avoid filling your mind with worries or negativity before bed, because what you think before sleeping affects how you wake up. If you commit to these 3 days, you'll see that what seemed like a simple exercise turns into a habit. As Aristotle said, excellence is not a single act, but a repeated practice. When you take control of your thoughts and direct them with intention, you begin to become the person you've always wanted to be. Don't underestimate the power of these 3 days or the words you repeat. This isn't just a temporary challenge, it's the beginning of a new way of thinking. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Push away doubt and dive into this transformation, because the life you want begins with the thoughts you choose to nurture. Your new reality is just 3 days away. Before we move on to the next challenge, like this video and subscribe to the channel. This helps YouTube show our content to more people who want to learn how to master their emotions. Challenge 2. Your inner dialogue shapes your reality. Have you ever noticed that voice inside your head? It has way more power than you might think, quietly shaping your life in the background. Every thought is like a brick that builds who you are. If those bricks are made of doubt, complaints, and excuses, what kind of life are you creating? Now imagine learning to talk to yourself in a positive and determined way. This shift doesn't just change your behavior, it transforms how you see the world. Marcus Aurelius said, "The quality of our lives depends on the quality of our thoughts." You can't be great if, when you look in the mirror, all you see is weakness and failure. Science shows that every thought triggers reactions in our body, influencing our emotions and actions. If you convince yourself that you're not good enough, your brain will do everything it can to prove that right. That's why feeding your mind with positive thoughts will naturally shape your actions to reflect them. Epictetus teaches us that it's not the situations themselves that affect us, but how we see them. If, when facing a problem, you think, "I'm not good enough," or "this is too hard," you're already making things more complicated. Think about the impact of your inner dialogue. If the first thought you have when you wake up is, "Today is going to be a tough day," your brain starts preparing for stress before anything bad even happens. Your body tenses up, your mood drops, and your focus weakens. This isn't magic, it's just how your body reacts. On the other hand, if you wake up and choose to think, "Today, I'll make the most of every opportunity," your brain creates positive feelings, making you more confident and open to what comes your way. The Stoics practiced this daily. Marcus Aurelius, for example, would repeat to himself how he wanted to handle challenges, taking control of his own life instead of letting his mind drift. The good news is that you can change the way you talk to yourself. It doesn't matter how you've been thinking until now. Don't let negative thoughts decide your emotions. Ask yourself, is this really true, or is it just a habit of thinking this way? Most of the time, you'll realize it's just an automatic response, not an absolute truth. The key is training your mind to direct your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. Seneca said that the worst suffering is having a restless mind, so don't let your thoughts become a burden. When you face a problem at work or have an argument at home, instead of asking, "Why did this happen?" try saying, "What can I learn from this?" Sometimes small changes in the way you phrase things make a huge difference in how you experience life. Remember, your thoughts aren't just random ideas. They work like instructions your brain follows. If you see yourself as weak, your mind will respond with insecurity. But if you see yourself as strong and capable, your actions will be more confident and decisive. Treat yourself with the same care and respect you would give to someone you want to see grow. Be your own teacher, guide, and biggest supporter. Every day, you have the chance to decide how you will shape your inner dialogue. This choice, even when made unconsciously, shapes your life. We can't control everything around us, but we have full power over the stories we tell ourselves. By making this shift little by little, you will change both your thoughts and your reality. Challenge 3. The power of your mind. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. To your mind, thoughts are so intense that they can affect your body and emotions as if they were actually happening. Think about those moments when you felt nervous before a presentation. Even before it started, your heart raced, your hands got sweaty, and your breathing sped up. This happened because by imagining a possible mistake or judgment, your mind reacted as if the problem was already happening. Now think about the opposite. When you take time to picture yourself succeeding, like an athlete who sees themselves winning before even stepping onto the podium, your brain acts as if the victory is already real. Top athletes mentally rehearse every move, and science shows that the brain responds the same way whether you imagine success or actually experience it. Marcus Aurelius said that our life is shaped by our thoughts. This means that when you learn to control your mind, you also take control of your future. If you're always imagining failure, difficulties, and limits, your body will react with unnecessary anxiety and tension, as if those fears were already real. But imagine training your mind to act with discipline and confidence. Picture yourself waking up early, sticking to a healthy routine, or facing challenges with determination, even when fear kicks in. Over time, your brain starts treating these qualities as part of who you are. The way you think shapes your life. Think of someone who lost their job but managed to reinvent themselves, turning a setback into an opportunity just because they believed in their potential. That small shift in mindset can make all the difference. The secret to changing your life is training your mind with the same dedication you would train your body. It's not enough to just say, "I want to change." You need to visualize every detail of what you want to achieve. If you want to be more disciplined, picture yourself handling a tough situation with focus and determination. If your challenge is overcoming fear, imagine yourself facing that fear, like speaking up in an important meeting with a steady and confident voice. This exercise helps rewire your thinking and your response to difficulties. Set aside a few minutes each day to picture yourself reaching your goals. The more real this scene feels in your mind, the more your brain will accept it as true, aligning your thoughts and actions with the life you want to create. Remember, you have control over your mind. Even if you can't change everything around you, your inner strength isn't just an illusion. It's a real way to set yourself up for success. When you fill your mind with images of achievement and progress, your brain starts following that path. But if you give in to fear, doubt, and negative thoughts, you're training yourself to fail. Seneca said we suffer more in our imagination than in reality, because many times, the fear of failure holds us back more than actually making a mistake. But if you shift your way of thinking, you can change your life. Take control of your mind before the world decides for you. Challenge 4. Most people live on autopilot. Think of someone who follows the same routine every day, wakes up, goes to work, comes home, and repeats, without ever stopping to ask if they're truly happy or growing. We often get stuck in the same patterns, thinking the same thoughts, doing the same things, and as a result, getting the same outcomes. This makes life feel stagnant because our mind keeps running in the same loop. Marcus Aurelius said, "Happiness depends on the quality of our thoughts." If day after day you think, "This won't work," or "I'm not good enough," you'll end up feeling the same way and acting no differently. Think about that friend who keeps putting off a dream, like traveling abroad or starting a business, because they believe they're not talented enough or don't have the means. Their future just becomes a repeat of their past. We have between 60,000 and 70,000 thoughts per day, and the most surprising part, around 90% of them are the same as the day before. This repetition creates a fixed identity, as if we keep telling ourselves the same story until we believe it's the only possible reality. Every choice that reinforces this idea makes us avoid challenges and new opportunities, keeping us stuck in a limited version of who we are. Think of someone who always hears, "You're not good at speaking in public." Every time they get a chance to talk in front of others, they avoid it, reinforcing the belief that they simply can't do it, as if it were an undeniable fact. The key is to notice these repetitive thoughts and intentionally replace them. Wanting to change isn't enough. You have to question and rewrite the stories you tell yourself. The Stoics understood this. Self-control starts with managing your thoughts. Seneca said the problem isn't that we have too little time, but that we waste too much of it. And the worst way to waste time is letting your mind wander in endless, useless thoughts. Controlling your mind isn't easy, especially after years of running on autopilot, but every time you consciously choose what to think, pausing for a moment before reacting, you take back control of your life. It's not about pretending to be overly positive, but about learning which thoughts strengthen you and which ones hold you back. Remember, you can't expect changes in your life if you keep feeding your mind the same old beliefs. Challenge 5. Your beliefs shape your future. For years, Maria believed she wasn't good with money. Because of that, she never tried to learn about finances, missed out on great opportunities, and always struggled. This shows how negative thoughts can create real barriers in our lives. Neuroplasticity proves that with every new thought and action, we reshape our mind. Just as Marcus Aurelius took time each day to reflect and strengthen his character, we can train our minds too. If you think, "I'm not good at talking to people," that belief will make you avoid social events and networking, missing chances to grow both personally and professionally. But if instead you start thinking, "I'm getting better at communicating," over time, this new belief will help you build confidence and open up new opportunities. Every thought you choose to feed creates a pathway in your brain. If every day you tell yourself, "I'm lost, I don't know what to do," your actions will reflect that confusion. But if you start saying, "I'm becoming emotionally stronger," your behavior will begin moving in that direction. Epictetus said that no one is truly free unless they control their own bad habits. If you keep holding on to old beliefs, you'll stay trapped in the same cycle, without growth. But when you take charge and carefully choose what you think, you start shaping a future that reflects your best self. Challenge 6. The power of mornings in your transformation. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, understood this well. He said that each new day is a chance to act with purpose and virtue. If, after a rough night, you wake up thinking, "Today is going to be a bad day," that thought can create a negative cycle, making you focus only on problems. The same works the other way around. If you wake up feeling grateful and telling yourself that today is full of opportunities, your mind starts looking for solutions and noticing the good things, even if the day isn't perfect. Science confirms what the Stoics already knew. Right after waking up, your brain is more open and actively organizing its connections. That's why the first message you send to yourself has a big impact. Use this moment to say something positive about your life and avoid defining yourself in a negative way. This isn't just pointless optimism. It's a practical and intentional way to train your mind. Mornings set the foundation for any change. They won't make your day perfect, but they influence how you handle it. You won't ignore problems, but you'll face them with more balance. Don't wait for your life to be ideal to change your attitude. Start now and begin building the life you want. Challenge 7. The power of letting go of the past. Real change happens when you decide to move on from what's behind you. You can't build a new life while still holding on to old feelings and habits that no longer serve you. Imagine someone who spends years reliving the pain of a failed relationship. Every time they try something new, their past memories get in the way. What if it happens again? What if I trust and get hurt once more? It's like trying to build a house on top of ruins. Nothing solid can come from that. Marcus Aurelius said that it's not events themselves that hurt us, but the meaning we give to them. Neuroscience confirms that when we keep remembering painful experiences, we strengthen the same pathways in our brain that created that pain in the first place. In other words, if you constantly replay a betrayal, rejection, or past mistake, your mind gets used to that suffering. Maybe you know someone who, after being let down, started doubting every act of kindness. This can make relationships harder because the mind begins expecting the worst, and often ends up attracting exactly that. Letting go of the past takes practice and mental discipline. It doesn't mean ignoring warning signs or pretending nothing happened. It means deciding that the pain has already served its purpose and no longer needs to control you. Accept that it was the cost of a lesson and move forward. When you say, "I choose to free myself from the past and create a new life," you begin to reorganize your mind. This shift in thinking opens the door to new actions that align with the future you want. Stoicism teaches that our strength doesn't come from what we've been through, but from how we use those experiences. Every time you choose to look ahead instead of replaying old stories, you gain more emotional freedom. If you want to change your future, you need to release old chapters. When the past tries to pull you back, remember, you're the one in charge. Wake up, move forward, and notice how things start making more sense. To help with this process, try repeating a few phrases that reinforce this shift. They may be simple words, but they can reshape the way you think. Tell yourself, "I am capable of creating a new reality. This lesson had a cost, but now I am free." Every day is a new opportunity. Over time, these affirmations will rewire your mind to focus on what truly matters. The change might not happen overnight, but once you understand that your thoughts shape your life, your words start working in your favor. Challenge 8. Take control of your emotions. Have you ever noticed how emotions are a constant part of our daily lives? Sometimes we feel angry, sad, or frustrated. Other times we feel happy and at peace. But what really makes a difference is how we react to these emotions. Imagine you're driving, and suddenly another car cuts you off. It's normal to feel annoyed, but instead of reacting on impulse, speeding up, or making an angry gesture, you take a deep breath and choose to stay calm. That small decision can turn a stressful moment into an opportunity to practice patience. As the Stoics taught, you control your emotions. They don't control you. Science backs this up. Emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage your own feelings, is directly linked to how well we handle challenges and succeed in both work and personal life. People who learn to regulate their reactions tend to do better in tough situations, build healthier relationships, make clearer decisions, and maintain a sense of inner peace that isn't dependent on what happens around them. A good example is at work. Imagine a day when everything goes wrong: tight deadlines, pressure from your boss, and a project that didn't turn out as planned. If you let frustration take over, the situation will only get worse. But if you take a step back, breathe, and choose to respond calmly, maybe taking a few minutes to clear your mind, you strengthen your ability to handle challenges. Small moments of self-control make a huge difference. They help you stay focused, reduce stress, and improve your overall well-being. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Today I got rid of my anxiety, or rather, I let it go, because it was inside me, not in the world around me." In the end, controlling your feelings is a way to achieve inner freedom. Don't let events or the rush of the day determine how you feel or how you should act. Remember, you have the power to choose your response. Practice being aware of your emotions. Take a deep breath, pause for a moment, and see every challenge as an opportunity to grow. Your life begins to change when you realize you have control over your emotions and actions. Challenge 9. I have the strength to overcome any obstacle. Think back to a time when everything seemed lost, but you managed to get back up and keep going. This proves that you have great strength inside you, capable of facing any difficulty. How many times have we heard stories of people who, after a great loss or rejection, bounced back and changed their lives? These people saw challenges not as an end, but as the start of a new chapter. Stoicism teaches that suffering doesn't come from what happens, but from how we deal with it. When we see a problem as a chance to learn, the pain and frustration turn into valuable lessons. This doesn't mean that challenges go away, but it means we learn to face them with more resilience and wisdom. Every hardship is a workout for our mind, which grows stronger with each overcoming. The truly strong aren't the ones who never fall, but those who rise braver with each setback. If you go through a tough time, instead of sinking into anxiety or discouragement, shift your perspective. Ask yourself, what strength inside me can I still use? Think of your experiences. How many times have you overcome something that seemed impossible? Maybe a loss, a disappointment, or a failure taught you something important for the future. You are not defined by the tough moments, but by how you respond to them. So, don't let fear or frustration take over when life throws a new challenge at you. Say with conviction, I have the strength to overcome any obstacle. This phrase isn't just a boost. It reflects all the battles you've already won. True resilience is built in difficult moments, and each victory proves you're bigger than any problem that comes your way. Challenge 10. I deserve to be happy and successful. Success isn't a privilege for a few. It's something everyone can achieve. Since we were young, we've been told that only a few people are destined for a life of accomplishments, while others should settle for less. But this idea is just a mental block, a limiting belief that can be broken. Psychology and neuroscience show that when we believe we deserve good things, our mind adjusts, and our actions start reflecting that change. Imagine someone who has always heard negative phrases like, "You're not worth it," or "You'll never accomplish anything." Each of these words is like a weight placed on a scale, and over time, this load makes the person feel incapable. Now, if they say something positive to themselves, like, "I am capable," that thought might seem small on its own. But if they repeat and believe it, every time they reinforce this idea, it's like adding a new positive weight to the scale. Slowly, the negative thoughts lose their power. The lesson here is clear. Changing the way you think takes practice. One positive phrase doesn't erase years of negative beliefs, but constant repetition can transform your self-esteem and sense of capability. When you truly believe you deserve the best, you stop settling for less. Instead of seeking approval from others, you recognize your own worth. Small decisions based on this belief create changes that, over time, become real achievements. If deep down you feel you deserve happiness, start by eliminating habits that harm you. Surround yourself with people and places that encourage your growth and stop sabotaging yourself. If you believe you deserve success, stop procrastinating and start acting. Learn something new, take on challenges at work, or improve your relationships. Don't wait for someone to give you permission to be happy or confirm your worth. The true power lies in recognizing your importance and acting accordingly. When you own the belief that you deserve the best, life begins to respond to the energy you give off. Repeat to yourself every day, "I deserve to be happy and successful." Let this belief show in your actions. Remember, a fulfilling life begins with the decision to value yourself. The change has always been and continues to be in your hands. If you've read this far, comment, "I choose to grow," and thank you for watching.